This morning on The Dish, when we dine at a fine restaurant, we don't often see the hard work that goes into preparing each and every dish, nor the struggles that brought the chef to where they are today. But in Washington, D.C., Ashish Alfred wants to share his story, a story of overcoming personal demons to become a star of the capital area's culinary scene. We met up with him at Duck Duck Goose, his acclaimed take on the French brasserie. This is a beautiful spot. In a city growing an impressive restaurant scene.
Right in the middle of it,
Georgetown, DuPont Circle.
Yep, it's a good place to be.
Chef Ashish Alfred's Duck Duck Goose flips the script on classic French dining. And so the feeling of Duck Duck Goose is
Casual, comfy, fun, memorable.
But sophisticated.
We
sat down for a tasting.
Cheers. Cheers. What I would want somebody to cook for me if I was having my last supper. I'm a big fan of roast chicken. Can I carve some for you?
Yes,
All right.
please. I'm dying to ask you to serve me.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Keeping you super healthy. Without giving you a little bit of sauce. Wait.
Okay.
Just a touch. I'm gonna give you a little potato. Because what's chicken without a potato?
Oh my God.
There you are.
So this isn't just a potato.
No, it's a pomena. And you shave them on a mandolin, and then you cook it in a little bit of clarified butter, then you bake it, and you flip it, and you bake it some more.
There's his twist on broccolini, beet salad, asparagus, and agnolotti.
So it's filled with peas, there's a little bit of butter, there's a little bit of oil. Good? Your face says good. See, what you're doing right now is what we live for as restaurateurs. That moment when somebody puts something in their mouth and they go quiet and they have nothing left to say.
Ashish, I'm about to cry. I'm not kidding you.
Thank you.
In the kitchen, Alfred treated me to a French cooking lesson. We're making scallops.
We're making scallops. Yep. One more.
I'm ready for this.
And now the hardest part in the world for people, what do you think that is?
Turn it over.
Just to leave them alone. There you go. Now use the edge of the pan to scrape it off. Good job. Beautiful. Flip it over. Perfect.
That's what I want to hear.
Beautiful.
Hello. All of this might seem effortless.
You're doing really well. I mean, I'm over here, hand on my hip, just chilling.
But Alfred's journey here was a hard one.
I think it's beautiful.
As a kid, he contended with his dad's alcoholism, bullies at school, and sexual abuse. He struggled with his own alcohol and drug addiction through his teens, culinary school, and the early days of his first restaurant.
I failed in that restaurant and almost lost my life because of my ego. So then when I got sober and came back, I started building these businesses that did not revolve around my ego. I started building businesses that revolved around the clients coming in the door and the people coming into work. And it was funny how the business changed then. It wasn't about me anymore. But as far as the path of addiction, I almost died. Everybody knows the story. I fell out in the street, busted my face open, spit out my teeth. My mother showed up at my house a couple days later, and for a woman that had never written me off, no matter what I had done, she told me, I want nothing to do with you unless you do something different. More than 7 years later, he remains sober, now the sole proprietor of 4 celebrated eateries. These days, Alfred gets his rush from daily workouts, proudly posted on social media. And when feeling a bit jittery, he resorts to push-ups. I couldn't resist the challenge. But his methods reset a tone for an industry with one of the highest rates of alcohol and drug abuse. And how did you change it? How did I change it here? Started with myself, and I decided what I was and wasn't going to tolerate in my buildings. We're dry houses. You don't drink at work. My managers aren't taking the staff out to drink after work. So when they tip out, they get it on a check. They have to go deposit it in a bank. Just small things to create accountability. And I think so many people are afraid or ashamed. And I think that if nothing else that these restaurants have done for me helped allow me to be a voice for people that wouldn't feel comfortable normally sharing about their own struggles, whether it was sexual abuse, whether it's addiction, whether it's whatever. There's no shame in any of it. Alongside his signature cocktails, each of Alfred's restaurants offers up a full menu of non-alcoholic mocktails.
Light, airy.
For dessert, we needed to try pavlova. I heard you say on an episode recently that you had the best bread pudding you've ever had.
It was pretty darn good, and it was...
I gotta cut you off. You have not had our bread pudding.
So we went back to the kitchen to try it straight from the oven. The mouthful and hug says it all. For this guy, walking the straight and narrow doesn't mean he'll ever stop pushing the envelope.
What is next for you, boo?
Dinner. No. I'm working on a book. I've worked every job in the restaurant business. I believe that each one of those jobs has taught me a separate life lesson. I'd like to share that with the world. Seeing this restaurant full, people packed in, having dinner, enjoying themselves, kind of tapping their foot to the music, it made it feel like the world was getting back to normal.
Yeah, he's so impressive in so many ways, but really loved how he takes those small, practical measures to help folks along on his staff and folks who are, out in the general public who come to eat at his restaurants.
At the age
Speaking of which, we have a lot of food here. We have the chicken, the beet salad. We have two amazing desserts, the pavlova, the bread pudding. My favorite is the agnolotti. Unbelievable.
That's what's in front of us right now.
Take a bite. Take a bite. It is so worth it.
I was going to say, at the age of 31, he's already lived like 2 lifetimes.
Yes, he has.
It's wild.
And you know what? He's so grateful.
It's amazing, his mother basically writing him off. The difference that made, too, in his life.
Not giving up. All right, we will be right back.
Oh, these peas are unbelievable.
I want to get some of this other stuff over here now.
Yeah, it's so interesting how really he's taken one form of addiction and turned it into another. He's such an incredible workout, aficionado.
A more positive addiction,
Absolutely.
I guess you would say, right?
But he puts it into not only, working out, but he puts it into his food and his resiliency. Think about it. 4 restaurants. And he owns all 4 of them himself, not like, a huge hedge funder behind
work involved in that. Can we, though, do an analysis of your push-up technique? Because I'm not sure.
That you did quite as
it
well
was
as he did?
full. I mean, the eating was great. Your scallops were wonderful.
Those were.
I will
Those
say
do
that.
look
You
very
did a
pretty.
tremendous job with the
I
scallops.
give you
Lot of
props
butter.
for getting down in a dress to do the push-ups.
Well,
I don't know if it was
he
the best choice,
he kind
but-
of egged me on. We didn't have cameras on at the time, and that was like.
And then, of course, the cameras.
And of course,
playing
like
the
that
whole
was
me
video.
restaurant.
Yeah.
So it was like the cameras came on, like the video cameras with on the phone. The phones came out, and the 2 of us had so much fun. That was really what I take away from him. He has such a zest for life and is just a fun guy.
And loves what he does, which is so obvious.
He has found his joy.
Yeah.
He has found his joy.
Love it. Love it.